All right, number 5 of my top 5 list right here is the defending national champion, Ohio State Buckeyes. They have, in my opinion, in their secondary, the best defensive player in college football. And the reason why I'm not saying he's the best player in college football is because his teammates on the other side of the ball and Jeremiah Smith. But Caleb Downs, number 2 player in the country, best defensive player in the country. He is a superstar at safety for the Buckeyes. Over the last 2 years, he is the most valuable safety in the nation according to our wins above average metric. 91.7 PFF grade is second among all safeties in the country. In that span, 91.2 coverage grade is third. And remember, first 2 years of college football playing at Alabama and Ohio State in some massive games, he was still that good at those 2 schools. Davison Igbinosun at corner is back for another year. He tied for 4th among all Big Ten corners with 8 pass breakups last year. Jermaine Matthews Jr. will be the other starting outside corner. He had a 70 PFF grade on 396 snaps last year. Lorenzo Styles Jr. will play in the nickel for Ohio State. He had a 78.1 run defense grade on 162 snaps last year too. And then next to Caleb Downs at safety will likely be true sophomore Jalen McClain. He had an 82 coverage grade on only 107 snaps as a true freshman. And Ohio State brings in the number 1 cornerback recruit in the 2025 high school class in 5-star Devin Sanchez too. But a big reason why, Dalton, they're here in the top 5. Caleb Downs is the best defensive player in the country.
You're right. We talked about Dylan Thieneman being the backbone of Oregon's defense. Well, there's no better backbone to have than Caleb Downs, especially with all of the roles that he can play. He can play back deep. He can get in the box. He kind of served as their deep-ish kind of middle linebacker in the playoff run last year for Jim Knowles. And I think it really comes down to, and I think you summed it up right, Caleb Downs and Davison Igbinosun as the returning starters, and then some inexperience behind it, right? Jermaine Matthews played less than 400 snaps last year. Jalen McClain didn't play a whole lot. You've got some guys that are coming in that are inexperienced. They're very talented, no question. They're Ohio State, but this is going to be built around Downs. I think the one thing I'm looking for is for them to be better on the outside, right? You couldn't throw over the middle of the field on them last year with Downs and obviously Lathan Ransom back there as well, Jordan Hancock in the slot, but 2 of those guys are gone, and you're talking about a team that if there was one weakness last year, it was cornerback in defending out towards the numbers. So Matthews and Igbinosun, I think, play a really big role as the next 2 most experienced players behind Downs and being better in man-to-man situations.
I think Devin Sanchez, too. If Jermaine Matthews doesn't really play that well, I think Devin Sanchez could see a lot of playing time as a true freshman. As the number 1 corner coming out of high school, I think that could be a guy. And at a position at Ohio State, too, where, I like Igbinosun and I like the potential of Jermaine Matthews, but, if neither one of them, I think, are true superstars right now, if they don't perform to their level that Ohio State's looking for, I think that Devin Sanchez could see a lot of playing time next year as a true freshman.
Need to cut down on penalties out there on the outside for sure, especially for Igbinosun. 16 penalties, which I believe led the nation. I'm pretty sure. If it didn't, I'm sure it's awfully close because that's a whole lot even for the extended run they had.
Yes, the reason why Ohio State's not a little bit higher on this list, even though they have the best defensive back in the country and Caleb Downs by a mile, in my opinion, is because some other inexperienced players in that secondary, but still a lot of talent in that secondary too, still deserves a place in the top 5. Hey, thanks for watching another episode of the PFF College Football Show. Please make sure you guys subscribe to the channel.
Also, subscribe to PFF Plus at subscribe.pff.com for all of the same data and grades that we use in our show, plus fantasy tools, betting tools, and our mock draft simulator.